James Brierton here. It is July 6th, 2022, a little past the 7 o'clock hour, and we are coming to you from Charlotte, Mecklenburg County. National Weather Service has issued a severe thunderstorm warning until 7:30. This is a new warning that just came out a few minutes ago for southeastern Mecklenburg County. This was associated with a line of thunderstorms that had been kind of pushing to the south and to the east over the course of the last hour or so. There had initially been a warning, thunderstorm warning for York County and a small sliver of Mecklenburg County, primarily in the Lake Wylie area down along South Tryon. And then just shy of the 7 o'clock hour, kind of as that outflow boundary was continuing to push to the south and the east, it actually triggered storms to develop over southeastern Meck, kind of out along the line. Kind of triggering all of that moisture that has been in the air all day thanks to our heat and our heat wave and the tropical air mass. So right now we're on 77 southbound. We're going to be driving towards the Matthews area where some of you may know I live, and that's exactly what you're witnessing right now. Is I am driving home, and I've just been able to see out in the distance the impressive lightning and the heavy rain rates. So I thought we'd come up here with a feed so we can kind of show you a little storm chasing action as we are now 77 southbound, and then we'll be hooking onto 45 onto the outer loop, go towards Pineville. That'll be in about 10 minutes or so, assuming this traffic continues to at least flow no less than it is now. And I'm in the car, so this isn't necessarily any sort of produced thing. This is just a raw driving feed. Hopefully the microphone is picking me up and I'm not just talking to myself. But the other thing you might hear in the background is I have my scanner with me. So we're listening to Charlotte Fire, CMPD, and the National Weather Service is also in there too. So if the National Weather Service were to issue another warning, the radio should hopefully pick that up. So you may hear that kind of making some noise in the background, just kind of keeping an ear to what's going on around us as this warning here for portions of Mecklenburg County and Union County will go until 7:30. We're not yet really into the polygon. We will be once I make that turn onto 485. But I needed to go ahead and get the stream started before we got there, since it wouldn't be safe for me to do so while driving on I-45. So right now, we are south of Uptown. We are driving towards the South Carolina state line, and we'll be diverting onto Interstate 45, the loop around Charlotte, before we get to that state line to make our way towards Pineville, through Ballantyne, and on into Matthews. And by the time we get to that location, we should be coming up on the back end of this line that kicked off again, kind of in the last 20 minutes or so. I actually thought that Mecklenburg County, by and large, was going to escape this first line of storms, and the Uptown area certainly did. But this morning now encompassing a good portion of southeast Charlotte, following a warning that really only clipped portions of southwestern Charlotte a little while ago. If you're looking for radar or warnings elsewhere across the Carolinas, there is another stream happening right now on this same channel that kind of shows you real-time warnings, sky cams, radar, and the like. If you're looking for anything outside of what I'm currently showing you here on the ground, in about half a mile we'll make this exit from 77 southbound onto 45. And when we do that, we're going to go up and over a flyover, and that actually will get us probably a pretty good camera angle facing back off to the east, and we may be able to see some storm structure or some lightning off in the distance. What you can probably see right now in the distance is some of the tops of the roller coasters at Carowinds, if that helps give you a little bit of a locator of where I am. We know KJ Jacobs at WCNC Charlotte is going to be starting a live stream on their channels here shortly to cover the severe thunderstorms that are rolling through the greater Charlotte area. Some of you watching on the Carolina Weather Group YouTube right now, again, there's a broader live stream going with radar and the like if you're looking for something outside the Charlotte area. Lots of people on the road today. And here comes that flyover I mentioned a moment ago. So that will take us from 77 south onto the outer loop of 45, which, as we get on here, will point us to the east. On the 485 loop here in Charlotte, this is going to be about 6 o'clock due south side of Charlotte. Not far from Carowinds to the state line. Well, let's see what our view is like here. This is going to point us now in the direction of that severe thunderstorm. And what you should be seeing on camera in just a moment, those dark areas, those are the rain shafts. It's where the rain is coming down, a little obscured by the trees. But here in the next few moments, we'll be driving into the back end of the severe thunderstorm warning polygon and approaching the back end of this severe thunderstorm. You can kind of see right there in the center of your screen is just above the tree line some of the rain curtains, and hopefully you were able to see some of that lightning just now as well. Decent amount of lightning being produced with this storm and other storms that we saw across the area today. Lightning can certainly be deadly. But interesting that lightning is not a criteria for the National Weather Service to issue a severe thunderstorm warning. What will prompt the National Weather Service to issue a severe thunderstorm warning is winds of at least 58 miles an hour or 1-inch size hail, which is about the size of a quarter, a coin. Lightning can occur in thunderstorms that are not technically considered severe. There's some lightning. And I always like to remind folks of that, because don't wait for the warning in order to seek shelter. If you can hear thunder or see lightning, head inside. Don't wait for the warning, because no amount of lightning is going to prompt a warning. It's going to be the wind and the hail. This is 485 outer loop on the south side of Mecklenburg County, coming up on South Boulevard and the Pineville area here momentarily. This severe thunderstorm warning was issued by the National Weather Service in Greenville-Spartanburg at about 6:50 and will go until about 7:30. It also includes portions of Union County, a little north of the city of Monroe, is how far south this warning will go. So that would be Stallings, Indian Trail. Now I do know in a moment I'm going to hit a kind of poor area for cellular signal. So the stream may blip here for a moment until I clear this bend in Pineville. Coming up now on the exit of 485 in Pineville for Pineville Matthews Road. Johnston Road and Ballantyne, US 521 will be our next exit. Waiting to hook another left, or kind of looking more to the south at this particular moment in time. And we'll get a view to the east here in a moment. I'm realizing in retrospect, I suppose Ballantyne is more like 6 o'clock on the 485 loop, and where I did the 77 flyover is probably more like 7 o'clock. Whoa, boy. You coming over, Toyota? Okay. Another portion of this line does also include a severe thunderstorm warning for southern portions of York County, just south of the Cinder County in South Carolina. And that is all I can see on radar scope. Again, here on the Carolina Weather Group YouTube channel, we do have another stream going that has radar for both North Carolina and South Carolina statewide. And KJ Jacobs at WCNC Charlotte, I think momentarily, if he hasn't already, is going to be coming on there. This is the Ballantyne area of Charlotte now coming into view. We're still looking at the backside of this severe thunderstorm that is making its way through southeastern Mecklenburg County and into northern portions of Union County, North Carolina. And you can see the difference on the horizon with the dark area being where the rain is falling and the other areas where some of the sun is still poking on through. Of course, the sun is setting behind us, but those are the areas not obscured by precipitation. That was quite a lot of lightning. We are coming under 521, U.S. Route 521 in the Valentine area now. Now, I would suspect after we make our way past this next exit for Ray Road, we should probably start to be coming into some rain itself. Trying hard not to look at radar scope on my phone while driving, because that is not very safe. As you can see, my phone is mounted up on the dash. So in lieu of Google Maps today navigating, we are looking at radar scope. I don't know how many of you out there have weather radios in your car. Hopefully you have them at home. I tend to carry a portable one with me into my car. More lightning out here in the distance as we come up on the exit for Ray Road. Take this with a grain of salt. My car thermometer says it's 88 degrees here. Those tend, I think, to run a little on the warmer side. But still, I would say relatively high for an area that theoretically would have been getting cooled off a little bit as this thunderstorm was moving to the south and to the east. I do think the rain is just on up ahead here. It's getting a little bit darker on the horizon for me. Continuing to see pretty steady lightning. Not continuous, but steady. And the first raindrops now coming onto my window as we prepare to go under Valentine Comets Parkway. Hopefully that lightning strike was clear and visible to you right there in front. I'm not sure what quality my stream is at the moment, whether or not those are clear as individual bolts or just flashes of light, but here in real life those are pretty clear. We're going to be taking this one more exit to John Street in Matthews. Another bolt of lightning right there on the horizon. Now either my radar scope has not updated in a hot minute, or this storm is barely moving. Because I feel like when I glance over at radar scope, the thunderstorm has just been parked over Matthews for my entire drive here over the course of the last 20 minutes. We are coming up here on the exit for Providence Road. The county line to Union County just off to our right. The road is plenty slick. Rain is beginning to fall. Visibility is coming down a mist that's being kicked up by the tires. And from driving through here pretty frequently, as you can see, is we're in a construction zone, and I think we have a lane shift up ahead. Keeping a close eye out for that, where the crews have been working to install a future toll lane on 485 here. Whoa! Gotta watch for hydroplaning. We have a vehicle off to the roadway on the left there. And the bottom of a construction barrel. Definitely felt my tires lose grip there a moment ago. I do wonder, with the construction zone, the rough pavement probably impacts the way the water would be draining off. A lot of roadways are built with a crown so that the water runs off to the side, but I don't know if that applies to temporary roadways or temporary paving jobs in construction zones. I'm going to guess in practicality it does not apply. Looks like we have a dump truck in front of us. And a rumble of thunder. James Brierton here, catching me on my commute home in the midst of a severe thunderstorm warning. Speed limit through this construction zone is 70. I'm pacing this dump truck in front of me at about 50. Looks like my windshield wipers may be a little dry. Now that I slowed down a little bit, my scanner in the car, I think, is having a little bit better time trying to pick up some signals. Just heard it there for a moment. You may hear that in the background. It was a monitor, police and fire. We're gonna come on past this dump truck here. We just went under McKee. And we should be coming under Weddington Road momentarily. We're going to be getting off at John Street and taking this stream into downtown Matthews. That's about 2 miles. I will not be pacing the line all the way to Union County. I will be veering off at John Street here in downtown Matthews. As you can see, we have caught with the severe thunderstorm warning. See the construction zone here for the 485 toll lanes, and we're also getting a new on and off ramp right here at Weddington Road. You can see the crane that has been brought in to work on expanding this bridge, and the crews working to install new and on and off ramps. Alright, a little while ago, within the last 10 minutes, I said that my car thermometer was reading 88 degrees. My car thermometer is now reading 76 degrees. It has dropped 12 degrees. Again, I always take those with a little bit of a grain of salt. I think they tend to run a tad warm, but whether it's calibrated or not, it dropped 12 degrees. As we've now made it into the thunderstorm that is soaking up some of that tropical moist air that has been flowing into the Carolinas today, and will be back tomorrow. So the Storm Prediction Center had us in a slight risk, a tier 2 out of 5 for the chance of seeing severe storms today, and that will continue again tomorrow, Thursday, for a very similar setup. This is actually several days in a row now that we've been getting some rain, at least where I am in Mecklenburg County. And I will say, hopefully where you are across the Carolinas, because as of last Thursday's drought update, almost all of the Carolinas were in some form of drought, abnormally dry, and we were trending in the wrong direction. So hopefully all the rain we're getting this week will help. Updates on those come out on Thursday, but if I'm not mistaken, they crunch the numbers on Tuesday. So I don't know if today's rain is technically going to count in tomorrow's update. So we're getting off 45. We're going to hook a left into Matthews. To the right here is Stallings. The line into Union County is just a stone's throw to our right. You've now that I'm traveling at a much slower speed, I think my scanner will have a better chance at tuning in some of the emergency frequencies. Rumble of thunder there from that nearby lightning strike. Waiting to see whether or not the Weather Service is going to continue this warning. It's set to expire in about 5 minutes. The storm right now is still exiting the Matthews area.
Is it a male or female?
Technically, we don't have a severe thunderstorm warning in Lancaster County and Indian Land, but we have warnings on either side of that in Union County and in York and in Chester. And I can't speak to why there's not a warning in Lancaster. Maybe conditions don't warrant, or maybe it's the good old political boundary, by political I mean map, between the National Weather Service in Greenville, Spartanburg, and the National Weather Service in Columbia, because Chester, York, Mecklenburg, Union are all under the jurisdiction of the National Weather Service out of Greenville, Spartanburg, but Lancaster County is the National Weather Service out of Columbia, so sometimes there's a little bit of a mismatch. South John Street, we're heading northbound. Good amount of water kind of pooled up on the side of the road at the bottom of the hill here. Not too surprising. I have less room now to avoid that on the side of the road now that I don't have that big center median. Alright, we got more water, I think, at the bottom of the hill here. We're gonna go nice and slow through here. Didn't have a lot of room to go around given the oncoming traffic, but remember, if a road is flooded out, don't try to drive through it. We saw right here on this channel earlier in the week record-breaking flash flooding in Columbia, and as we talked about during that stream, we knew that that camera in Columbia was positioned not only over a roadway surface, but over an adjacent creek that it itself was maybe 5 or 6 feet below street level. And once that floodwater came up above the creek and onto the roadway, there was no telling where the road ended and where that embankment began. All right, well, I'm going to pull on over here because, unfortunately, I'm going to be stopping our live stream here. We are on the back end of this severe thunderstorm warning. You're looking at the live conditions here in Matthews, North Carolina. The National Weather Service will decide in the next 2 minutes or so whether or not to extend this. Thanks for driving home with me. Stay near your multiple ways to receive weather warnings. National Weather Service radio is always a good one because we have more storms as we go on through the evening hours.